What's up, everybody? Big Hurt 916, and you tune in to another edition of my vlog. Hope you guys will hit the subscribe button and quit bullshitting. I know a lot of you guys watch my other channel, Fresh Out. Well, this channel is a little bit more about motivation. I try not to talk too much about jail and prison stuff on here because I'm trying to inspire and motivate you to do something different. Make sure you guys check out the links in the description and peep out bighurt916.com. I get requests for different videos, and I tell people to send in a request, and I'll try to make a video to accompany that request. Well, I had somebody who wanted me to talk about suicide and why you should live and not want to take your own life. Suicide is the easy way out. It's the loser's exit. You know, we have dark days, we have bright days. Sometimes you may even have a chemical imbalance which gives you more dark days than light days. But you always want to think about all the good things that you have in your life and how many people you affect daily. People you don't even think about. Your grandmother who looks forward to your smile or you eating her apple pie, or your little brother who looks forward to you coming into the room in the mornings and telling him to get dressed. Your mom who really appreciates it when you call her during the day or before you go to bed. Your wife who hugs you during the day or gives you a kiss at night. Your sister, your brother, your cousin, your classmate, your teacher. All these people really appreciate what you bring into their world. So you gotta really believe that you have something more to live for rather than taking your own life. You know, a lot of people make a joke about it, and I've even commented on it in a video before when I talked about people doing violence at these schools and then they're scared to take their own life, but they took somebody else's life. I think that before you go and harm anybody, you need to reach out and try to get some help. But never is it cool to take out violence on innocent individuals because you're dealing with your own demons. It's just not right, man. And if you do have issues, then limit those issues to yourself. And like I said, seek some type of professional help. I know I was in a very, very, very dark place for many years. And even though I was in that darkness, I was living in light. And what I mean by that was I was generating positive thoughts. I was basically creating a force field around myself. When I was in prison, I tried to emulate that mindset of a Jedi. And I know there's a lot of Star Wars fans out there. A lot of you guys can relate to what I'm talking about. Master Yoda, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker. And when you think about the force and energy and all living things around you, all those things have variables. They could be either good or bad, dark or bright, loving or evil. But you got to choose what it is you're going to tap into and basically determine what type of mind frame you're going to have. Even if you're a wealthy individual who has everything in the world at your disposal, you could have suicide thoughts. And those thoughts might come from things that you think you don't have because you're such at a low point as far as the way your vibration pattern works inside of you spiritually. So I reach out to everybody out there who's going through dark times, who maybe feels that life is not worth it. I'm here to tell you life is worth it. I know I used to walk the tier, and I was at a USP where people were doing on an average 20 years. Yeah, young dudes, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 20 years. You know, I met guys who had 100 years plus 20. I knew a guy who had 4 life sentences plus 100. And then there was another guy who had like 6 lives, or actually I think it equated to, like they said, 100 years 6 times. And these people were not cutting their wrists. They were not jumping off the tier. They were still operating as though they had hope. So if these individuals dealing with this crazy amount of time in these dark places where you got to carry a shank to have a sense of security, where you got to watch your back and look over your shoulder every day, if they're able to overcome the thoughts of suicide, you out here on the streets, what's your excuse? You have all the motivation in the world to live. You have choices. As long as you have your 10 fingers and your 10 toes, and you can walk and you can talk and you can breathe and you're mobile, you know, you can get out there and make a difference in your life. Don't make excuses. Quit feeling sorry for yourself. Life is worth living. I know I used to think about it every day, man. How the fuck did I end up in this cage like a fucking animal? I know what they feel like in the zoo. I know what the polar bears feel like, what the lions feel like. They're like, God damn, I fell asleep and woke up here, got shot with that damn tranquilizer. Well, I was in a tranquilized state and didn't even know it. And I woke up in a motherfucking cage, and I had to get my mind right so I can get out and do something and basically spread this positive message. There's more than life than taking your own life, and suicide shouldn't be an option. Get help. Ask somebody around you what you should do, and talk and share. You know, there's social media now. You can send out comments to different people and people will reach out. Big Herc will reach out. So I'm here to say, suicide is not worth it. Life is worth living. Love yourself first and foremost before you love anybody else, because a lot of times you base your whole existence off of somebody outside yourself, and that's actually the root of the problem. Love yourself first. Love yourself, respect yourself, elevate yourself, grow, share, care, and surround yourself around people who will help you grow. Big Herc 916, keeping it real.